Michele Hemphill with Villa Springfield, and this is another episode of A Conversation with Villa. And I'm here with Bridget Doane, who is the Director of Development for TAC here in Clark County. And I'm going to let Bridget tell you what TAC is and the exciting news. We're at Cohatch right now filming this, and this place is beautiful, a great resource for Clark County, and excited to be down here. Hi, Bridget.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Well, we're looking forward to telling everybody a little bit about what we've been doing recently. So for folks who don't know, TAC, the Abilities Connection, is an organization here in Clark County, and we are an employer and service provider for adults with disabilities. A wide range of disabilities. We really started out focusing on folks with developmental disabilities, but we've expanded that service to pretty much anybody who has a disability in our community and surrounding communities. And so we are really thrilled because we have recently opened, like you mentioned, Fresh Abilities here in Cohatch downtown. We originally were focused in one or two buildings here in Clark County, and we did a lot of production, a lot of manufacturing, and recently we decided we needed to start focusing on how do we get the individuals we serve out into the community, whether that be for employment or just for social connections, just being more involved in the community. And so we're always looking to identify opportunities for that. And when Cohatch opened, it seemed like a perfect fit. We actually, for the last 10 years, have had a hydroponics greenhouse at our main facility on Old Selma Road. And we've been growing produce, lettuce, and we were selling that to local restaurants and schools.
It's a fabulous place if you've never seen it.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It is
the stuff
fantastic.
you grow, and you have it down to literally a science.
Yes. We have, typically we're on a 6 to 8 week grow schedule. So we don't use any soil. It's all based in the water, and we're able to add specific nutrients to make sure that they're the highest quality produce, that we're using very, very, very minimal pesticides, only if there would be some sort of bug that maybe got in, but really that doesn't happen. And so we have great quality produce. And like I said, we were selling it to restaurants and schools.
Right.
And we really wanted a way to kind of be direct to the consumer. And so Cohatch was opening, and they were looking for ideas for restaurant concepts, and it seemed like a perfect fit because we have a lot of individuals who have disabilities that want to work in the food service industry.
Right.
But we weren't, as an organization or service provider, necessarily providing that training in-house.
For an actual employee.
For an employee, yes, exactly.
You were dependent on the other businesses
Exactly.
to train that
We
they
would
would go to work for.
Yeah, we would provide job coaches, and we still do. We have lots of partners that we work with in the community, employers that employ the individuals that we serve, and we send job coaches with them to make sure that they receive any of the training or assistance that they need. But we weren't providing food service training directly as TAC.
Right.
So we opened Fresh Abilities just a couple weeks ago. And we have folks who, we like to say we do seed to salad. So back at the hydroponics greenhouse, they're planting the seeds, they're nurturing the seeds as they grow, they harvest them, and then things move directly from TAC over to Fresh Abilities, where they are prepping this food, they're making the salads, they're doing the customer service, the point of sale, everything that needs to be involved. So we're really thrilled about having the opportunity.
Well, and how unbelievable, like you said, the opportunity for these folks to be able to come to work and see basically the vegetables of their labor, not so much the fruits, but the vegetables.
Yes, exactly.
But it gives everyone a sense of pride and a purpose. We all want a purpose, and we all want to feel like at the end of the day we did everything we could to make a difference.
Exactly. And I think even above and beyond that, because we have great contracts that folks are working on in our facilities. We are the sole source provider of cargo nets to the U.S. Air Force. So we have folks that are working on cutting straps, gluing, sewing, adding hardware to every single cargo net that goes on Air Force planes. So we have folks who have been doing amazing jobs.
And how long? Do you know how long that's been going on? Because I would venture to say there are people in the area that had no idea that's one of the main things, or kind of how you started.
Yes. So TAC as an organization has been around since the 1960s. And then we gained our formal contract with the Air Force in 1984, where we started repairing their cargo nets. So what was happening is they would use the cargo nets to secure something to an airplane. They would, once they landed and had delivered, they would cut it, and then they would take everything out. And so we were repairing those cargo nets. And we did that for about 20 years, just doing the repairs. And we then approached the Air Force about actually manufacturing the nets themselves. So not only do we manufacture them, we make them, but then they come back to us, we inspect them and find out what we can repair, replace, or what we can recycle to use in the future. So we've been doing it for a really long time. That's really sort of what our organization has been known for in terms of the employment opportunities. But people do say, you know, you're really like a secret here in Clark County, because people hear the TAC name and they think, oh, I think I know a little bit about what you guys do, but we're really trying hard to get the word out, because the folks that we work with, the individuals that we serve, do an incredible job, and they should all be very proud. So that is one of the benefits of being here at CoHatch, is that when they're working over at TAC, there's not a whole lot of engagement or interaction with the community. Here, when people go through our line to buy their salad, they're chatting with the folks that are working. They're seeing firsthand the incredible job and how detail-oriented they are and how well prepared they are to do their job. And we've got folks that are now regulars at the restaurant who are coming back and recognize the folks that they've seen before and can carry on conversations. And it's a great opportunity, I think, not just for the individuals who are working at Fresh Abilities, but for the community, just to have exposure to a whole new group of people.
Right.
And so we'll see. We keep saying our hope is that these folks kind of get taken from us in terms of they get recruited by other restaurants or food service businesses in town, because we want to kind of be the pathway for people to get to other permanent employment.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And who knew we were going to have a pandemic?
I know.
You know, we're 6 feet apart. That's why we took our masks off, social distancing. But it's a walk-up restaurant, perfect for to-go.
It is.
And you can call in and order, or you can walk up and take it back to your place or eat outside. There's tables outside.
Yes.
It's a perfect fit for right now.
It really is. It really is. And there's even a curbside pickup. So you can order online, you can call ahead, and you don't even have to come into the facility, although the facility is a beautiful facility and we're really glad to be a part of it. But for any folks who are maybe just being a little, being cautious, as is a good plan right now, we are trying to accommodate everybody. We want to make sure that we're providing this healthy, fresh, fast option for folks.
It's huge. We don't have anything like that in Springfield.
Yeah, it's very
Not just
unique.
a salad place.
Exactly. And so we're thrilled to provide that to the community. Not only do we provide our salads, which use our produce from the greenhouse, we also have smoothies, and we have soups. So every day there's a different soup option. So it's just kind of a lighter fare, something
Perfect
that you
for
can't
lunch.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's perfect for lunch.
Yes, so we're really excited to be here. The pandemic has put a bit of,
Sure.
we had to delay. We were really excited after a really long journey. It's been a long journey to get this building open and get the restaurants up and going. And we were about a week away from our ribbon cutting when the stay-at-home order went into effect. So we had to delay that, but we were really thrilled to get everybody back, because the individuals we were serving had to be at home, and so they weren't able to be here. So I think as excited as they are to open the restaurant, they're just excited to be out and working again.
Like all of us.
Like all of us, exactly.
Right. And so with TAC, I've had the honor of being able to tour there, which is amazing. How many people are actually working on like the cargo nets or working at Fresh Abilities?
Sure. So that's a good question, and it kind of changes every day.
I'm sure.
As a result of the pandemic, we we have seen a drastic reduction in the number of people we're currently able to serve, just because orders have not officially been lifted by the Department
Right.
of Health, the Ohio Department of Health, for us to bring all of our
Everyone back.
everyone back. But
Plus, there are a lot of times have a compromised immune system or something else going on, like all of us do. Some kind of
Exactly.
underlying.
and a lot of they have a lot of caregivers. So
Mhm.
you know, a lot of our folks may have elderly caregivers. You know, their
Absolutely,
parents are
yep.
taking. So we
Sure.
we have to take
Sure.
into account every
The
single
big picture.
person in their team. But before the pandemic, we were serving about 240 individuals. About 180 of those folks were folks that were working on production or employment, vocational. We had about 40 folks who were in our day service, so they were just
Okay.
doing activities, they were getting out in the community, and then we had some other folks in placements throughout the community. So we had nearly 240 people that we were serving. Today, we have probably about 20% of those folks
Okay.
that are back in some capacity. So that's really been difficult.
I bet, to fill your spots and get things done.
Yeah, we have major contracts again with the Air Force,
Mhm.
and so
Yeah, they're not gonna wait.
Exactly. We're really proud because in spite of having a drastic reduction in the number of people that are working, we have maintained a 100% on-time delivery and no defects for anything that we provided.
Wow.
So
That's impressive.
that is impressive, and we're really proud of the team that we have, because everybody stepped up. People who don't typically work in the production area
Sure.
or maybe do something completely different, everybody's willing to kind of wear a different hat.
Kitchen,
Yes,
yeah.
and I think that that's just the story of what's happened kind of
I
across the
agree.
community, is
I
everybody's
agree.
just saying, what do we need to do? This may be a little bit out of our comfort zone, or this may be what I don't typically do, but we're gonna do it because we are all in this together. So
Yeah, we sure are.
yeah, so that's been interesting. One of the really exciting things we want to share is that we just recently launched what is called TAC Academy. This has been in the works for about a year or so, and the plan was originally that it was going to be a community-based service for small groups of individuals, where we would be working on building their skills for employability and just for their personal lives. So things like communication skills, or just how to make introductions with other folks. Things that are really important that sometimes I think we take for granted. Those are skills that really need built for some people. And so we were going to hop in vans. We were going to not do it in our facility, but go out to businesses around town, go out to common areas, public places, and give people an opportunity to try and build on the skills they were learning from the instructors. And obviously that wasn't going to work once the pandemic hit. And we kind of all, again, put on our thinking hats and said, what can we do? Because we have a huge need of folks who are used to being out in their services during the day, and they're at home and they're not able to get the same kind of service. So we quickly jumped into reorganizing our curriculum, and we were able to start providing it virtually. And so we are really thrilled. We've got about 30 individuals who are enrolled in classes. They're 45-minute classes, and somebody can take one or they can take 20. It's based on whatever their needs or their wants are. So if they're thinking, man, this is a subject or a topic that I really want to learn or grow my skills in, this is the kind of class I want to enroll in. And additionally, what's really exciting about it is that we're not limited to folks who are here in Clark County. When we were going to be doing it in the community, it was really people who were in this geographic area. But we have the opportunity to provide these classes to any individual with adult day service in their plan, to anyone in the state of Ohio. So 88 counties.
And is it free to the client? Or is there a nominal fee?
It'll come out of their typical, it'll be part of their typical plan, their funding that they receive. So it shouldn't be any kind of out of pocket for the individual.
That's great.
It's all coordinated through the county board or whoever handles their services. We'll make a referral, and then that's how it'll go.
And do you currently have people from out of the Clark County area that are joining?
We have had several phone calls. We are kind of, since we're a new organization to people outside of our community, we're kind of just growing that relationship. and
let them know what you do.
Yeah. So it's been exciting to get phone calls from all over the state and figure out what we can do to work with them. And it doesn't matter where you're at because everybody can sort of jump on these classes, on these virtual chats. And it's also just a social opportunity for folks who otherwise are, sitting at home. It's a way to get on with 4 other individuals and an instructor and just be able to share how's your day going. Do you have any concerns? Are there worries about what you're currently going through?
And that helps a lot. I have a lot of anxiety about the pandemic, and I think part of it is because I'm older and in the demographic who I don't like hearing that, but it's a fact. And because I work at Villa Springfield, we work with a population that is, in the beginning at least, and still is, a vulnerable population. And, I would be crushed if I took something back to the building. All our employees would.
Exactly.
And, we're testing once a week now with all the residents. Everything's been negative. We've been fortunate. We're following everything we're supposed to follow. But you don't know. This is a scary thing because I don't think we really know that much about it.
And it happened so quickly. We have also, I hate to say, knock on wood, we've also been very lucky that the folks that we do have in the buildings currently, as far as we know, there have been no, positive test results. And so we're lucky, but you have to be as careful as you can because very quickly that can kind of change.
It can change overnight.
Exactly.
You could test negative one day, positive the next. It's a crazy virus. Well, tell me, if somebody was interested in having an individual attend TAC or join TAC, what do they need to do?
So if somebody has an SSA or they used to call them path coordinators, or if they have a connection with their county board of developmental disability, they should reach out to their SSA or their coordinator because their coordinator will be able to reach out to the appropriate person to make a referral. If somebody's interested in working at Fresh Abilities, maybe you have a disability but you don't qualify for county services, you had an IEP maybe in school, but there's a lot of folks who still, once they graduate from school, maybe don't hook up with their county board. If somebody is interested in working at Fresh Abilities, they can contact our Human Resources Department. Our phone number at TAC is 937-525-7400, and you can ask for our Human Resources Department. We do have folks who are classified as apprentices who they may not be receiving services, but they still are employed by TAC. And so we are welcome and very interested in meeting folks, do things maybe out in the community, a group, or just based on their personal choices or preferences. Maybe their preference is to just do it virtually. So I think we'll kind of always have this blended. So we're excited.
I think we're going to find out with a lot of things. I do some virtual continuing education classes for nurses and social workers, and like you, I'm getting them from all over, not just Clark County, because they can attend from home. It's much easier. You don't have to, drive anywhere. Who wants to go somewhere after work? Well, now we're all wanting to, but before we didn't want to.
Well, I think that we're learning, all of us, that we're capable of doing things as organizations or businesses, that we're able to do things in ways that we didn't need to before, or maybe we really could have been doing because there were gaps in service or gaps in what we were doing. And now we're thinking, hey, and we've been I think our organization and many organizations and businesses have been very nimble in terms of just doing it quickly and not overthinking it, which, there's benefit to being thoughtful about what you're doing, but at the same time, sometimes you get caught up in that.
That's
and so I think we, along the way, over the last few months, have just really tried to do things to respond to the need as quickly as possible, so that we didn't come back and say, man, we really should have, we should have acted on that. We've been acting, and we've been, as flexible as we can be with what we've been doing.
Sure. Now, I've got a question. If people wanted to donate to TAC, how would they go about that?
Well, that would certainly be appreciated.
Sure.
So we can certainly take donations through the mail. You can send them to TAC Industries at 2160 Old Selma Road, Springfield, Ohio 45505. Or even easier, you can go on our website, which is just www.tacind.com, and there's a donate option on there, so you can donate with a credit card or PayPal, and it's very convenient. It's a huge help for us. We have been very limited, as I think most organizations, with our fundraising this year.
Oh, it's hard. There isn't. You have to really try to be creative in doing stuff.
We have an annual cruise-in that we've held for the last several years, and it's been great because we get community members in for, I think last year we had 150 cars in our parking lot, and so that's a big fundraiser for us, and unfortunately we weren't able to do that this year, so we're looking for other ways. One thing that we do have coming up, I'll throw a little plug in for this, we have launched our Cash Connection raffle, which we do each year, and this will be selling tickets through July 29th. We'll do a drawing on July 31st, and we have $2,000 in prizes. So grand prize is $1,000. We have a $500 prize and 5 $100 prizes, and tickets are only $10 a piece. Or you can buy them in groups for discounted rates. And so we're selling them online, or again you can call us, or you can send us a check in the mail, and we can get you your ticket stubs. And this will be our largest fundraiser for the year, because we can't really do anything in person. So this is going to be a good opportunity for us, because we have a lot of programs and services that aren't reimbursed by Medicaid, or we're not getting funding for. I mean, a lot of the investment that we put into even opening Fresh Abilities, which is an amazing opportunity, required us to put in our own funding for that. So any operational donations and contributions that we can receive makes a huge impact on the services that we can provide.
Oh, I'm sure it does. Well, good, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, like I said, we're in a conference room down at Cohatch. I love this. Be the change. Bridget, you're the change.
Oh.
TAC Industry is.
Thank you.
Wonderful what you do. I really, really appreciate you being on. Anytime you've got anything new and exciting, let me know, and we'll try to let the community know.
That's great. We appreciate you for kind of being a voice for the community and connecting us. Because, I know we, along with lots of organizations, are trying to get the word out about what we're doing. So
of course.
We appreciate it.
And a lot of people don't have advertising dollars, unfortunately, especially right now.
Exactly.
And I firmly believe until you need it, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You might hear about it, but you don't really pay attention.
Exactly.
And you guys do such great things. I wanted to make sure the community knew. If you'd like to be on a conversation with Villa, just give me a call at Villa Springfield. It's 937-399-5551. Again, our residents still cannot have visitors or anything but through the window visitation right now, although Governor Doane said maybe July 20th they might be able to visit outside, which is great news. But if you'd like to send a card or a note to any of the residents or drop something off, we got a doorbell, you can ring. Our address is 701 Villa Road, and we would welcome anything.
I can't wait to get my kids making some cards.
Yes, that would be great. They would love that. They love anything. So anything we do, keep them occupied.
Definitely. Well, thanks for what you guys do.
Well, thank you. You can find us on our Facebook page. I'm sure Bridget will have a copy for their Facebook page, web page, our web page, and we have a YouTube channel, which is Villa Springfield, A Conversation with Villa. So until next time, thanks for listening to us and tuning in.